This is a phylogenetic specimen project 1 through 3. Our first specimen is the bald eagle. The scientific name is Haliaeetus leucocephalus. The meaning behind the name starts by with Hali meaning sea, etos eagles, and leucos white, and cephalus head. The word bald comes from the Old English bald meaning white, so it is a seabird with a white head. The phylum is a chordate, kingdom is animal, class is Aves, order is Entrophones, and the family is Entridae, and the genus is Haliaeetus, which is a sea eagle. So the modes of nutrition and reproduction. The bald eagle preys on small animals, waterfowl, wading birds, dead animal matters, and fish swimming close to the water. But it eats fish, but it is a mostly fish eater. It is a heterotroph, which means it cannot produce its own food. Instead of taking nutrition from other sources of organic carbon, it mainly takes plant or animal matter. Bald eagles reproduce sexually by copulation. The colloque of the male and the female touch the sperm is transferred. It is known as the colloquial kiss. The life cycle is about 1 to 3 months before they mate. The female and the male eagle bring sticks together to make a nest. The female bald eagle lays 2 to 3 eggs in an enormous nest, and they use the nest year after year and add new sticks each season. It takes about 35 to 45 days for the eggs to hatch. Source, range, and distribution. I found my organism at the Charleston Aquarium. They can be found in North America, from Alaska and Canada, to south into Florida and Baja California. The migration of bald eagles varies of age, breeding, location, and food availability. Northern adults begin fall migration when lakes and rivers freeze, migrating to open water. They return to breeding grounds when weather and food permit. Living conditions. They live near coastlines, rivers, lakes, wet prairies, and coastal pinelands. On the bottom of their feet, they have a series of bumps to help them out to hold their prey when fighting. They also have talons that are razor sharp to grab into the prey's flesh, but they also have pointed beaks to help them as well. The bald eagle is a bird of prey and occupies a position at the top of the food chain. It feeds by swooping over open water or land and catching prey with its sharp, curved talons.
On to species 2, whose common name is the roach. The image is small, but that's because everybody present was afraid of the roach. The species name is Pluriponetta americana, which is derived from the genus Pluriponetta, and Americana is the specific epithet that explains that they are American, even though they can be found worldwide. They are in kingdom Animalia, phylum Arthropoda or Euarthropoda, class Insecta, order Blattodea, family Blattidae, and genus Pluriponetta. Characteristics of Arthropoda include bilateral symmetry, dorsal blood vessels, ventral nerve cords, exoskeleton, segmented bodies, and pair-jointed appendages. It does consist of insects, arachnids, myropods, and crustaceans. Ecological role. They are omnivores, which means they eat plants, animals, and other organic matter. However, they do scavenge for their food, and they are not part of any symbiotic relationships. Without roaches, the world may be less scary, but it'll also limit the transmission of pathogenic diseases. Their absence will also promote the presence of filth and limit nutrient cycling and the nitrogen cycle. This is because its niche is to eat organic matter and cycle nitrogen when they release nitrogen through their excrement. Roaches are commonly found near humans, who they avoid interacting with, likewise with other organisms because they are consumed by other organisms who eat insects. Their habitat is sewer systems, commercial buildings, basements, food storage, savannas or grasslands, forests, rainforests, and scrub forests. The environmental components of these areas is that they're moist or they have access to water, and they are warm, consisting of temperatures of up to 84 degrees Fahrenheit. Roaches have adapted to be ectothermic, which means their homeostasis is based on the environment, which allows them to tolerate many environments. The source was A&T's illustrious Morrison Hall's basement. The geographical range is worldwide. However, they were introduced by methods of migration, and they are native to Palearctic and Ethiopian biogeographic regions. They are randomly dispersed, and the mode of nutrition is chemoheterotroph. They consume organic compounds for carbon and energy. The mode of reproduction is gametic meiosis, which means sperm is utilized to fertilize the egg. Roaches can even consume sperm to fertilize the egg. Because of the mode of reproduction, their life cycle is diplontic. They start as an egg, they hatch and become nymphs of several sizes, comprised of several different physical characteristics, and eventually become an adult.
Species 3, earthworm. The scientific name of an earthworm is Lumbricus terrestris. This can be defined as preferred to consume legume litter over litter of the other plant functional groups. Their phylum is Annelida. The unique characteristics are their bodies are segmented. Their bodies contain hemoglobin, which gives them a red color. Most of them are hermaphrodite, meaning they have male and female organs found in their bodies, and setae help them in movement. Classifications of an earthworm: kingdom, Animalia; phylum, Annelida; class, Clitolata; order, Haplotaxida; family, Lubricidae; genus, Lumbricus linnaeus. Modes of nutrition and reproduction. Earthworms are heterotrophic, meaning they feed on soil, small invertebrates, or dead and decaying organic matter. Energy and carbon sources are contained from decaying organic matter like plants and animals that have died, and also decomposing leaves and roots. They reproduce through sexual reproduction or can reproduce through cross-fertilization since they are hermaphrodites. Sexual reproduction can be defined as the production of new organisms by the combination of genetic information of two individuals. Continuation of nutrition. This is a video about how worms get their energy and carbon sources. Continuation of reproduction. They start off as a cocoon or egg casing that may contain a few to dozens of eggs. They are then hatchling, tiny white thread-like worms that are often produced in large numbers in spring. Then they are juvenile, grows and develops color if pigmented. Then they turn to an adult, reaches full size, has fully developed clitellum and sexual organs. Then they can reproduce. Worms can self-fertilize or reproduce sexually. Next, they are cocoon production. The skin of the clitellum sloughs off like a snake's skin, capturing the fertilized eggs and creating an egg sac. Source, range, and distribution. The range: the earthworm was found in some very moist dirt. Geographical range: they can be found anywhere in the world in most moist soils, but mostly in tropical soils. The dispersion patterns are random. This is a picture of me holding the earthworm, and also the earthworm when it was found. Habitat and ecological role. Habitat and niche. Earthworms can be found on land and in fresh water, but are most abundant in rainy forests. They fall into three main niche groups: compost and soil surface dwellers, topsoil dwellers, and deep burrowing subsoil dwellers. Ecological role. Their feeding and burrowing activities incorporate organic residues and amendments into the soil, enhancing decomposition, humus formation, nutrient cycling, and soil structural development. They are decomposers.